Happy Wednesday, Stitchers. Hello, crafty friends.
Hi.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
You're good? Yeah, I know. I wasn't really asking you, was I? But you're good?
I am good,
That's
thank
good.
you.
My name's Caroline.
Thanks for not asking.
Sorry. My name's Caroline, and I am the owner of Evertote, and this is my friend Carrie.
And I am the owner and the dyer behind Roxy Floss.
So we are here today. This is not a regular Floss Tube episode. We are here today to talk all about Black Sampler November. In particular, to show you a little bit more in depth the line of black flosses that Carrie dyes, because we've got a whole bunch. And they're all slightly different, really beautiful. So if you're looking for something special for a project for November that involves a black sampler, then maybe we have some floss that you might be interested in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the camera angle around so that you're gonna be looking down at what we can see. And I've collected up all of your various forms of black floss and what they come.
Who even knew?
Who knew? That's right. Who knew?
Yeah.
And Carrie's actually working currently on another one.
Tricky business.
Yeah, tricky business. So we're hoping that that will maybe be out soonish. So yeah, we're gonna turn the camera around so that you can see the floss up close and personal. And then after that, we'll give you an idea maybe of some linens that they would look good on, and also some charts. So, all right, let's turn the camera around.
Okay, good.
Carrie is going to take us through our little lineup here. So let me just quickly give you the names of each, and then we'll talk about them in depth. So from left to right, we have Charcoal, Chalkboard, Vampish, Cousin It, and Gomez. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tighten up the focus, bring you in a little closer, and then I'll show them up nice and close under the camera while Carrie talks about them.
Okay.
First up, we have Charcoal.
All right, so Charcoal is our darkest black floss that we carry. It's the closest to a neutral black, and if you're looking for a black floss, this is your one. This is the one you want.
This is the one. Yeah, it's the darkest, richest black with a bit of a gray undertone in the variegation there. It's beautiful. Love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one skein of Charcoal, and I'm going to bring the next one up so that you can see a comparison. So there's Charcoal.
And then the next one would be Chalkboard.
Chalkboard.
So Chalkboard is a little bit lighter than Charcoal, and it does read on the green side. So it has those green undertones.
Especially in artificial lighting.
Yes, definitely.
Slight green undercast.
It truly reminds me of a chalkboard.
Yeah, it's true. So now that was the comparison with Charcoal and Chalkboard. So now there's 3 skeins of Chalkboard next to each other.
And it has some slight variegation, and that reads a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Green.
Green gray.
Green gray.
Like a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, next up is Vampish.
Vampish would be as close to a semi-solid as you can probably get in hand-dyed floss. And it definitely reads with that violet or purple undertone when you compare it to floss like Charcoal.
So there's Charcoal on the left and Vampish on the right. There. Yeah. Okay. That's Vampish all together. I love Vampish.
It is really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's funny just when they're away from the herd.
Yeah.
It just reads it's black floss.
Yeah.
But it's not until you do a deep dive on it.
Yeah. Then you can really
see
see
the
them.
subtleties of it. Right.
Okay, next up we have Cousin It.
So Cousin It is also a variegated floss. This time we're leaning a bit to the blue side. It reads with blue undertones, but it's still fairly dark. Yep.
Oh, that is showing really well. It's beautiful. Cousin It. And then
Cousin
the last of our Black
It's-
Flosses family is Gomez.
And Gomez, it's kind of a little brother to Cousin It, so it's a lighter version, a little bit more variegation, but definitely those blue undertones again.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to grab one of each so that you can see. You really start to notice how different they are when you get them together in a pack. So there we have
Oh yeah.
all 5 together. There. So from left to right, we have Charcoal, Chalkboard, Vampish, Cousin It, and Gomez. It's amazing when you get them up close, really what you can see. Yeah, beautiful.
And
All right.
I'm currently working on a 6th black floss that maybe incorporates all of those undertones.
Yeah.
And maybe it will be called Tricky Business. True to its name. True to the
Tricky
process.
business. All right, so now I thought I would take you through some of Carrie's linens that would make a perfect backdrop for a black sampler. On top is one of our most popular, lightest neutrals, and that is porcelain. Next up, we have dirty porcelain. I only have dirty porcelain at the moment available in 36 count. I have 40 count that I have it set aside for Nevermore conversion that I'm selling in the shop. So as for yardage, only 36 count for dirty porcelain. Panettone. Panettone is new in the shop. Carrie's been working on this one for quite a while now. It is also our holiday countdown box linen. It is beautiful. Everything looks good on Panettone. I haven't met a color yet that didn't look good on Panettone.
No, that's true.
It looks great. And we have it available in all counts as well as Ada. So this is a 16 count, and I've also got a 20 count here. We've got a few yards of 20 count in stock. You can see the absolute amazing, difference in what you get with a hand dye. Everything is just so unique, and you never know what you're gonna get. It's a surprise. Beautiful. Carrie is currently, we're out of stock on the 18 count Ada, but it is coming. Next, this is lentil. Lentil's reading a little less green in the camera than it is in real life. Has a beautiful lentil-y green color. And if I were choosing a black floss to go in this, I would definitely go for either charcoal or chalkboard, because those are really going to play well with the green undertones that happen. So that's chalkboard. They're really going to play well with the undertones that you can see in the floss on top of the linen there. It's a beautiful
This is
combo.
brilliant.
Yeah, chalkboard especially. Really, really great combo. Believe I have it in all counts currently at the moment. And then underneath, I thought for something fun, some snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle has a bit of reddish brown modeling to it. It's gorgeous. And yeah, maybe Vampish. You've got that purple undertone in there, would play well. If you're looking for a fabric that is maybe a little more modern than a less modeled hand dye, then Snickerdoodle is going to be maybe your jam. So, and then at the very bottom of the pile, because I thought it would be fun to include, I've got some one of a kind at the moment. Carrie's going to try and recreate it, but for what I've got right now is in the shop listed as yardage. This is called Toffee. It's a fair bit darker than what I can see on the camera. It's a brown. Toffee's a great descriptor, and it's a beautiful color that if you were a fan of the original Peanut Brittle had a little more red undertone. this fabric, toffee, has a green undertone to it. So again, chalkboard's gonna look amazing on it. But I also think that either of the Cousin It or Gomez as well. So now that I've got the different floss out on the darker fabric, it's actually, I think the floss is showing up better on the darker linen than it did on porcelain in the camera. So, okay. All right, so there you have it. Now I'm gonna turn the camera back around and we're gonna quickly give you a sneak peek at some charts we've got in the shop. If you know me well, you know that I usually forget to tell you something and then I have to come back in and I say, well, one more thing. I forgot to tell you that we have our 2 most popular blacks in mini hanks available. So this is charcoal. I'm sure you can tell the difference. This one's the darker version and this is chalkboard. Mini hanks are 43 grams. They are the equivalent, oh boy, I'm using my memory now. I want to say they're the equivalent of 25 skeins of our single skein, which Carrie's floss comes in 8-yard skeins of floss. So these mini hanks are 43 grams. I believe the equivalent is about 25 skeins, but I'm going to double check my math on that and I'll pop it up on the screen if what I'm telling you is incorrect. But these mini hanks, they are sold at a very slight, I think there's a 10% discount if you buy the floss in a mini hank. So, pretty beautiful. So have you decided what you want to stitch for Black Sampler November? You gonna pick a new project or work on something that you've already got?
No, I'm gonna pick a new one.
Ooh, a new project.
Because I don't think,
Oh, you know what?
I've never done a,
I have shop models to like I can actually physically show them to you. So I'll go grab. Okay. So I'll save the one that I'm working on for last. So you need to pick one. First up, this was a chart that we brought in by Macy of Quaint Rose Needle Arts. And this is the Rejoice Evermore chart. So you can see Macy's put this on a lighter linen. We did our shop model on a darker linen.
and it is beautiful.
Yeah, right?
Okay,
No, you're good. There. Let's go in front of you.
yeah. Probably, the little box
There.
is like,
I know.
yeah.
So this is original peanut brittle that the model was stitched on, which we don't have it back in stock yet. It's coming, hopefully.
You can interpret that as you will.
And the floss used was charcoal.
So good.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
My friend Neil stitched this model. It's beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
But it would look great on that, the dark one of a kind that you,
Yeah.
it's so
Oh,
comparable to
the
that.
toffee, I didn't mention that actually. I only have the toffee in 28 count and 32 count.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay, next up is I Am No Bird. This is a modern folk embroidery chart. And my friend Ellen stitched the model.
Your friend who?
My friend Ellen.
Okay.
There you go. It's a beauty. So this was stitched on 36 count R&R Reproductions fabric, Patriots Brew, and she used chalkboard. Yeah, it's so good, this one. I love this stitch. Beauty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So, now along that lines, the other chart that we have in the shop that we don't have a model yet of, Carrie, is the companion, well, the piece that was released first by Jacob. A lot of you stitchers will recognize this one. It's Real Comfort, and this is a lovely, lovely chart. And really, any backdrop would set that off. Next we have Love Gains. I have to say this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites of Jacob's designs. This, yeah, I love it. Neil's wife, my friend Kathy, stitched this model. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
That is
I love this one. Yeah, I love this so much. So this was stitched on a piece of 32 count that Kathy had in her stash, and she also used chalkboard. we'll give you a nice close up because I think on the 32 count you can see a little bit more of the way that the floss plays. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you are hoping to stitch Love Gains, the letters are stitched 1 over 1. So they are small. So maybe think carefully when choosing your fabric count. You may not want to do it on a 46 count. Unless you enjoy stitching 1 over 1 on 46 count. Some people do. I love this one. This has always been one of my favorites. Love it. Okay, and last but not least, for ideas for Black Sampler November, for charts that we have in stock, of course, there's tons of choices for you to choose from. Jacob also has released a bunch of new charts. We're going to talk a little bit more about those tomorrow. Carrie and I are going to do a Floss Tube episode tomorrow. We'll tell you more about our retreat that we went on, Stitches in London. I'm going to tell you all about that. Yeah. And we'll tell you about Jacob's new charts tomorrow. The one that I'm working on, I started this last year, and because I did not get very far, I only worked on it for a couple of weeks last November and maybe a day or two other than that. This is the AIO 1844. Yeah. 1844 sampler reproduction by Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. Let me focus there. It's on my face.
Oh, it's catching me too.
There.
I'll pop up.
There we go. I love this chart because of the birds. The birds and the little curly cues in the chart here. I think it's adorable. And here is my teeny tiny little start from last year that I intend to continue on this year. And this is 46 count porcelain with chalkboard. It's so tiny and pretty, and I love it. I love it. I even took it out of the Q-snap and ironed it for you to show you. So pretty, I know. So I have a ways to go, but you know what? I'll work on it in November, and if it's not finished, which let's face it, it probably won't be finished, I'll pull it again next November, or maybe for sampler September. We'll see.
There's no rules.
There are no rules.
No rules.
No rules. That's right.
It's a rule-free zone.
That's right. Okay, so that's it.
Excellent.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow for Floss Tube. Have a great night, guys. Take care. Happy stitching.